so much for that information. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye. Okay, my informational speech has to do with cell phone and your health. I just want you to know that we practice this every day. Someone always has use of a cell phone, don't they? So I feel like I'm a credible person with using a cell phone, and I want to keep myself healthy.
I'm Deputy Davidson from the Camden County Sheriff's Office, and you guys remain seated and calm. I got to read a statement for you. All federal and state buildings must be evacuated immediately. The Lucky Peak Reservoir broke at 9:58 a.m. this morning. We expect large amounts of flooding throughout the Treasure Valley. We have approximately 30 minutes to evacuate the Treasure Valley. I-84 is closed between westbound and eastbound between Meridian Road and Gowan Road. Please remain calm and follow your instructors' evacuation procedures.
Everybody remain seated in your seats.
Do I have your attention?
Yeah. Look at
Disasters naturally instill fear and panic within us. Did you feel the fear and the panic? It is best to lessen the emotion by practicing emergency preparedness. And that is what my speech is about today, is being prepared for any emergency. With my personal research, attending class, and putting this into action within my family, I want to talk to you about being prepared for any emergency that may come in your life. In the event of a disaster, each individual and family should have an emergency preparedness plan. Do you have yours? Why is it important to be prepared? And also, the main points that I want to go over is why is it important to be prepared, and also how and what we should be prepared for. According to FEMA, on their current website, it says, every citizen in this community, in this country, is part of a national emergency management system that is all about protecting people and property from all types of hazards. Think of the National Emergency Management System as a pyramid with you forming the base of the structure. At this level, you have a responsibility to protect yourself and your family by knowing what to do before, during, and after an event. So why should we be prepared? First, it is our responsibility. Second, to reduce fear and anxiety. Several individuals and families have young children that their natural tendency is to become fearful and panic. We alone panic and become fearful. But if we're prepared, it reduces that. Also, it can reduce the fact of direct impact when we have emergencies. So some of those things that we can do is have adequate insurance, prepare advanced emergency supplies, and also have important documents off-site. Another thing why we should be prepared is to be able to be self-sufficient. Disasters can infect an entire community, but we need to be prepared and take care of ourselves. So what should we be prepared for? Well, first, domestically, we should be prepared for fires and for plumbing issues within our own homes. Secondly, we should be prepared for national disasters in our area, such as flooding, fire, wildfires, earthquakes, mud or landslides, severe storms. All of these things happen in our area. Another thing that we should be prepared for is terrorism and hazardous materials. Think back to 9/11. Did you not feel a sense of panic and fear on that day and the days after that? Also, we have seen local mercury spills where they have to evacuate the area. So how can we prepare? In July of 2008, retired Lieutenant General Russell Honor, the director of Hurricane Katrina's Joint Task Force, spoke to a summit sponsored by the Illinois Department of Public Health, and he said, all of you think you have situational awareness. You really don't. We're in a dilemma, because how you survive a disaster is directly proportional to what you were doing before. So to sum that up, basically he says is our responsibility to prepare ahead of time. He polled attendees of that meeting and found that he asked them if they had disaster kits in their cars and 72-hour kits in their homes where they could leave at a moment's notice. Only 10 of the 400 people in that meeting had these kits. He said that we must have these kits and a weather radio. We cannot rely on other people's help or for them to tell us what is going on. It's important to have our 72-hour kit. Basic things in it: we need a blanket, we need water, we need perishable food, non-perishable food. We need flashlights, we need first aid kits, also, most importantly, a weather radio. Of course, you're going to want to gather other things that are going to be needed to sustain life. So to summarize, Lieutenant Honor said, planning is the key to a successful evacuation, and a community cannot survive if they are ill prepared. So, in conclusion, what are some of the reasons? These are some of the reasons of why, what, and how families should be prepared for emergencies, and also individuals. Each person should have their own personal 72-hour kit. In the event of a disaster, each individual and their family should have an emergency preparedness plan. I hope you have learned that advanced planning and action are crucial to emergency preparedness.